everybody? It's your boy The Green Times coming to with a video about today's Super Bowl game. I'm quite sure you have all watched the game and witnessed probably one of the better Super Bowls that ever been played in NFL history as a um, whole thing. I wasn't able to watch the Super Bowl halftime show because my TV was messing up at some point in time during the course of the Super Bowl halftime show, so I had to go back and do some recalculations to get the TV back working again. But overall, I was able to watch the first half and the second half of the Super Bowl, and I must admit that was one of the better games I've ever seen in a long time. I think last game I saw that was that exciting was when the Eagles played the Patriots in the Super Bowl 52, which was actually 5 years ago. A lot of y'all saying 4 years ago, but if you count from the Super Bowl that we appeared in, it was Super Bowl 52. 52, 53, 54, 55, 56. And 56 was the fifth Super Bowl. So to all you guys out there who's saying 4 years, because what you're doing is you're not counting the Super Bowl that we played in. You're counting the Super Bowl after the Super Bowl that we won. You don't go like that. Just like the NFL games, they just like when you play NFL game, it's your first season. Then the second year is your second season, kind of like that. So you don't do it that way. You count the Super Bowl that's been played. And we Eagles played the Super Bowl 52. So I guess if you count 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, that's been 5 years ago. 5 years today. So to all y'all out there who's saying 4 years, that's your business, that's your calculation. It is what it is. I'm going by my calculation. It's my opinion, and my opinion matters to me, may not matter to you, but it matters to some people who out there who may agree, and some who may not agree. But anyway, enough of that. Today's Super Bowl 56 was probably one, like I said earlier in the video, was one of the better games I ever seen in quite some time. And I must admit, the game went to the wire. The Super Bowl was won, what was it, 23? I'm sorry, I won 27. 27, 20, I think that's what it was. 24, someone up in the Illinois, the Bengals had 20 points, and the Rams had more than 20 points. So I'm going to say 23, 20, was it 23, 20, or 27, 20. One of those games. I'm not exactly sure what it was, but all I know is the Rams came out on top. And you know why the Rams came out on top? Because the Rams had a bunch of veteran players on their team. If you start with Aaron Donald, who if you guys remember, Brandon Graham made the last play that secured us our Super Bowl. Aaron Donald did the same thing in this game here. He did the same thing. Brandon Graham. I mean, he did the same thing that Brandon Graham did. Brandon Graham was on the inside, played the tackle, and came on the inside rush and slapped the ball out of Tom Brady's hand, which not only was a fumble, also was a sack and a fumble recovery. You know what I'm saying? By the defense. This game here, Aaron Donald played on the outside instead of the inside. He came on the inside, on the outside rush, and he beat his tackle, and he beat the running back who's supposed to have chipped him, but he came on the inside between the running back and the tackle and knocked the ball out of he sacked Barrow, and the ball and Barrow tried to throw the ball away, but it was too late. It was the whistle was blown before the ball even got out of Barrow's hand, so that was a sack. And if you guys remember the game, as Aaron Donald caused the sack, got the sack, he did that finger that just knew that the game was over with, because he showed that ring finger, which means he secured his ring and his victory against the Bengals. Now, let's not get me wrong. The Bengals are a good team, and the Bengals might be back next year. But as we all know, in the NFL, teams do get better. Teams get better quickly. So the Bengals, even though the Bengals won the AFC North Division title against Baltimore, Pittsburgh, and the Cleveland Browns, they won a division. They won also the conference title, and he got in the Super Bowl. But as I said, teams do get better. So the Rams, even though the Rams won a Super Bowl, the Rams are going to be up for a challenge next year because teams are going to be looking to actually knock them off. So will the Rams get back to the Super Bowl? We That remains to be seen at the point where the Bengals get to the Super Bowl. That also remains to be seen at the point. But the reason why I'm making this video is because now officially the NFL is officially over with, and now the season actually begins. I'm talking about not the NFL season, but the NFL off-season now begins after Monday. Cause see Monday when teams start cleaning out their lockers, and then that's when all season begins. So anyway, I just feel I feel spirited and I feel enlightened because for the simple fact is when this game was played, I didn't pick nobody to win the football game at all. I stayed neutral because you had two teams that had good offenses and two teams that had good defenses. Both defenses were top 10, top 5 ranked defenses, top 10, top 5 ranked offenses. And you had two coaches on the sideline where Zach Taylor is actually, from a pupil, the Rams head coach. So you had two of the same style of offenses. You know what I'm saying? Defenses only that was different with the defenses. Offenses were pretty much the same because, like I said, Zach Taylor came over from Zach Taylor used to be an assistant coach with the Rams. So so you got you got to get all the possibilities of the same nuclear coming back. I mean, yeah, think about it. The Bengals did really well this year. No one in this world didn't think the Bengals would get this far. The Bengals defeated the Kansas City Chiefs, who was supposed to have gotten back to the Super Bowl, and they also beat the what was it, the Tennessee Titans, I believe. They beat both of them. They beat in Tennessee or another team that they beaten, and they got in far to get where they are now. The Bengals didn't have a home team. The Bengals were a road team. Only team that had only person that had a home. The only person that had a home was the Rams. The Rams was the number 2 seed, and they got all the way to the Super Bowl by winning their last 2 games to get to where they are now and the victors of Super Bowl 56. So, the guys the guys on the Rams who finally got their rings, Odell Beckham, 29 years. Got hurt in this game. I think he got hurt in the first half, first quarter or second quarter again. I'm not exactly sure what it was. I must say first half. He got hurt first half in this game, and he had Super Bowl championship ring at age 29. Who would have thought that? You know what I'm saying? And now they're saying that it's a possibility that Beckham could resign. He could resign, get a new contract with the Rams. The Rams don't want to let him go. So he could be back with the Rams next year, and it may be right to do it because see, if you bring back Odell Beckham, who also a threat downfield as well as Cooper Kupp, because see Cooper Kupp command a lot of attention in this game when Odell Beckham went out with injury, and so even though Cooper Kupp had 100-something yards receiving and he became the MVP in this game. He did what he's supposed to have done. So Cooper Kupp is probably one of the better. He is one of the most complete receivers in the NFL. And Howard Roseman could have had this guy 4 years ago. This is a question mark with the Eagles organization because you look at all these players that had a chance to be with the Philadelphia Eagles, and Howard Roseman overlooked them. Cooper Kupp said he wanted to be with the Philadelphia. He wanted the Eagles to draft him. Now that's a big mistake. That's a big mistake. I didn't even know that Howard Roseman overlooked Cooper Kupp. Had I known, had we as Eagle fan base knew this, we would have been upset with the Howard Roseman a long time ago. But now it's add more steam to the fire because he had overlooked Cooper Kupp, who could have been with the Philadelphia Eagles 4 years ago, and he probably could have had 2 Super Bowls that have won. Then you got to look at Andre Whitworth. This is a guy who played with the Cincinnati Bengals, a second-round draft pick by the Bengals, who protected, 3 or 4 different quarterbacks in this league before going over to the Rams, and now he has a Super Bowl ring. And it's word that he may retire he may retire after the season because he's 40 years old. The guy has 2 kids and he has a wife. They showed him on the sidelines after the game was done. You know what I'm saying? And there's word that he may retire after this year because he finally got that elusive ring that has eluded him for almost 13 or 14 years of his career. He finally had that ring, and now it's changed. And word is he may retire, and I believe he's going to. And if that happens, that means the Rams are going to be looking for another right tackle to replace Andre Whitworth, who will be retiring. And the guy is a future Hall of Famer. The guy is a 3-time Pro Bowler. He was 2-time Pro Bowl with the Rams and 1 with the Bengals through the years being with the Bengals. So he's a 3-time Pro Bowl, 2-time All Pro. So he's a Hall of Fame right tackle. He will be going to the Hall of Fame, and he may call a career after this year since he now had the Super Bowl ring. You know what I'm saying? And then there's Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald was the man who made the play that got them their Super Bowl championship. The same thing he did with Barrow, and the same thing that Brandon Graham did with Tom Brady. The resemblance itself is there. It's just that Aaron Donald was on the outside instead of the inside, and Brandon Graham was inside instead of outside. So the similarities are the same. You know what I'm saying? Just that Aaron Donald made that play, and that play got them their ring. And there's a few other guys on the team also who are veterans on the squad, and who now have Super Bowl championship rings. So after this year, the Rams are going to lose some pieces on offense this year, and Aaron Donald, from what I've heard on TV today, he said that he may retire when he finally gets this ring. And if he does, he's 30 years old. Guy been playing ball for like 7 or 8 years of his career, and he already has 100 and some sacks in his career already. In the 7 years he's been in the league, he got put up 13, 14, and 15 sack seasons. You know what I'm saying? And so if you add that time 7 years, that either 100 sacks or close to 200 sacks. So, and he's 30 years old. And word is, according to him, from what the NFL on-field reporter said, that he said he may retire once the Rams secure a Super Bowl. And now the Rams now got that ring. Question is, will Aaron Donald retire? That remains to be seen between now and the off season. So he gonna be doing some talking to with his family, and he probably gonna be communicating with the coaches to see where he stands overall. Do he want to retire, or do he want to stay? See, I put this way here. And also was a first round draft pick. He came out the same year as Fletcher Cox. Him and Fletcher Cox were both drafted in 2012. They both drafted the same year. You know what I'm saying? So 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20. No, hold on. I'm wrong. Fletcher Cox was drafted 2012. And Donald was drafted a few years after him. Let me get that correct. Let me see. 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16. Aaron Donald was drafted 2015, I believe. 15 or 16. I think it was 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Yeah, drafted 2015. He drafted a year before Winston Carson was drafted. So he came 2 years after Fletcher Cox and 1 year before Carson Wentz. So yeah, about 7 years. He's been in the league 7 years, and I think he has over 100 some sacks, I believe. If not, he close to it. See, Aaron Donald, during his draft process, was being compared to Warren Sapp. Now, Warren Sapp has 90 some sacks during his NFL career. It took him double-digit years to get to 90 some sacks. You know what I'm saying? And Aaron Donald did it in 7 or 8 years of his career. If Aaron Donald do got over 100 and some sacks, or he close 200 some sacks, either way you look at it, he will be a Hall of Famer. He might not go in the first year of eligibility because he retired too soon. He may go in the second or third year of eligibility. So it depends on what he does. I think Aaron Donald needs to go ahead and play at least 2 more years with the Rams before he called it a career. Because if he don't have, because if he's like 80 some sacks or 90 some sacks, he may want to play another couple more years where he can be a Hall of Fame defensive tackle. You know what I'm saying? So, but because the boy's still quick off his feet, he still want to. The guy has he is the most complete defensive tackle in the game because the guy has a bull rush up the middle, and he can play inside. He can play both inside spots. He can play both outside spots as well at defensive end. So this guy is a complete defensive player. One of the better players in the NFL. And everybody knows that he's the top defensive tackle in the game. Everybody, bar none, he's the best. He's number one. It used to be Fletcher Cox was number one, and then they done number two. But since Fletcher Cox now lost a step or two, and Don have taken over that role now. So he's the best defensive tackle in the game, best defensive player overall. So to me, he needs to go ahead and play at least 2 more years before he consider retirement. You know what I'm saying? But overall, all these guys on this Ram team were veterans. Some of the guys, they got some young nucleus on their team. You know what I'm saying? Then you got to look at Jalen Ramsey. Jalen Ramsey was a former first-round pick by the Jacksonville Jaguars. And he was a cast off, but he actually wanted to be traded because the Jaguars wasn't trying to do anything after the fact that the Jaguars had a top 5 ranked defense during the time that he was in Jacksonville. You know what I'm saying? And then Gus Bradley was the one who drafted Jalen Ramsey from University of Florida State. You know what I'm saying? So Gus Bradley was the Jacksonville Jaguars coach prior to the time that he being drafted by him. And so when Gus Bradley was fired, that Jalen Ramsey became an outcast. So he was traded from the Jaguars to the Rams for a draft pick, and it paid off dividend because how he did so with the point now he has Super Bowl championship ring to his credit, and he has coached over 20 some such of his career. So you gotta look at all the stand ups on the defensive side of the football. You know what I'm saying? And you know what really so funny? Eli Apple. Now this is a guy who been talking much noise since the Bengals secured their victory, secured their spot in Super Bowl 56. This is a guy who talked so much noise, and he got beat around the pole. All the receivers that the Rams had, Eli Apple couldn't do nothing because Eli Apple calls. I think Eli Apple got 2 penalties. He had a holding call. And I think he had was it a holding call? Yeah. He had 2 holding calls. He had 2, and both holding calls was on Cooper Kupp. You know what I'm saying? So Eli Apple did so much talking all the last couple of weeks before we got to this point. That man did all that talking. Talk about he wanted to face up against his former mate, New York Giants mate. You know what I'm saying? I can't figure that boy name for the moment, but you know who I mentioned his name. I mentioned his name earlier in this video. He wanted to face up against him, and he beat him a few times prior to him getting injured. I'm talking about what is his doggone name? I'm not even gonna do it. I'll think about it at some point. But anyway, Apple talked a lot of crap, and his crap got pushed right back in his face by all the Rams receivers. Cooper Kupp beat him up. Everybody beat up Eli Apple. If you watch that game, the man got beat up so many times. He got picked on quite a few times in this game because everybody knows that Eli Apple is a penalty creator. The guy creates penalties on his own. The guy he be bounced around the league several times. The man started from New York Giants. He went from New York to the Saints. From the Saints um to another team. Yeah, the Panthers. The Panthers. He went from the Giants to the Saints to the Panthers, from the Panthers to the Bengals. He's been to 4 different teams in his 6 or 7 year career. Because the guy cannot stop nobody. He can't. So that's why he got beat up in this game. He got beat. So, and nothing more you really can say about that, you know what I'm saying? So that's one of the reasons why he might not be back with the Bengals this year. Might not. I don't know. It depends on how the Bengals feel about him, because the guy is a penalty creator. He creates penalties. And that's one of the reasons why the Bengals lost the football game, because the 2 penalties he calls, it was like first and goal every time. He called both penalties. So he the reason why the Bengals lost the football game. Now had he not called that first, because like I said, when 3rd and 10, 3rd or whatever it was, he grabbed Cooper Kupp's jersey. And that was a 15-yard, and that was 10-yard penalty, automatic first down, first and goal. And then he did it again. He grabbed the man jersey again, or somewhere along in that nature, another 10-yard penalty. He did 2 penalties within a matter of minutes in that game. And that's one of the reasons why the Bengals lost the football game. That's the reason why they lost. Because they were, what was it, 20 to 17? They think that what it was. I think it was 20 to 17. They think that what it was. 20 to 17. Oh, 20, I'm sorry. 20 to 16. 20 to 16, because it was 7-3. Then the Bengals led, and it wound up being, what was it, 10, 17, 20. It was 20 to 16. I think that was from 20 to 16. When the Rams scored the other touchdown, was 16, 17, 18, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 23. Yeah, that's what it was. 23 to 20. They beat them. The Rams won the game by 3 points. Because the field goal, the guy that kicked the field goal, they didn't even need it. That touchdown sealed the deal. So, again, congratulations to the LA Rams for winning their 2nd Super Bowl in, wow, a long time. Since the early 2000s. They beat the Titans in Super Bowl 13 and 14, 50, somewhere along the it was in the team. No, I'm sorry. It was Super Bowl 20-something, what it was. Super Bowl 20-something. But they beat Tennessee Titans to get there. That was their first Super Bowl. Now the second Super Bowl, first Super Bowl, and then they won a Super Bowl. It went up in the Super Bowl again, and that was against the Patriots, I believe, and they lost that one. So the Rams are 2-1 in the Super Bowl, I believe. I think they're 2-1 because they got 2 Super Bowl titles. They're 2-1. So amazingly, this was a pretty good game. I enjoyed it. Like I said, I stayed neutral because I really didn't care who won the football game. If the Bengals would have won it, good. If the Rams would have won it, good. As long as Tom Brady didn't have nothing to do with the Super Bowl, but he retired, and so that's one of the reasons why the Rams whooped his butt in the division in a division game in Tampa Bay. The Rams won that football game. They beat the shootout out of Tom Brady, and you can pretty much say the Rams ended Tom Brady's career as a quarterback. Because they beat him up. They sacked Tom Brady, I think 4 or 5 times in that game. So if you want to go back that far, go check out the video. So I've always have said, when another team comes in and beat the team who won the Super Bowl the previous season, had the better chance of going to the Super Bowl, winning it all, and that's what they did. They beat Tampa Bay, who won the Super Bowl last year, year before, and they beat them this season in the division game, and all the way to the Super Bowl, and they got very far, and they did it. You know what I'm saying? So The Rams won it. They got it 23-20. They won the Super Bowl. Aaron Donald got a Super Bowl ring. He talking about retiring after this year. Then you get Andre Whitworth, who started his career with the Cincinnati Bengals, the team they played, and now he got a Super Bowl ring, and he will retire because the guy is 40 years old. He's probably the GOAT of offensive linemen because he's 40 years old. He probably the GOAT of offensive linemen, like I said. Tom Brady's the GOAT of quarterbacks. Andre Whitworth is the GOAT of offensive tackle at age 40. So he might retire after this year. I believe he's going to. And then you got, in fact, Odell Beckham. That's what I said. I knew what it was. Odell Beckham was the guy who Eli Apple wanted to face. And when he did face Odell Beckham, beat him up until he got injured. That's what I wanted to say. I'm glad I thought of his name and got it out. So Odell Beckham now has his Super Bowl ring at age 29. He now knows what it feels like to get this Super Bowl. He got a ring now. He got it with the right team, and it's good chance he might get a new contract after this year because they'll need someone opposite Cooper Kupp. Because Cooper Kupp commanded a lot of attention when he went out, and so bringing Odell Beckham back, that will keep double coverage off Cooper Kupp. Unless the Rams pick another receiver in this coming draft and let Odell Beckham go, that remains to be seen at the point. But we'll know when the offseason begins, which will begin after tomorrow. I mean, after the day when 12 o'clock hits tonight, the season is over. The season is officially done. And then you got the NFL draft coming up and free agency, which will be getting started around the second week of March. You know what I'm saying? So many things to speculate now. That Super Bowl is now over with. NFL season is over with. Now over with. Now since that's done, and I say what I want to say about the Super Bowl, which is officially over with. The Rams won it 23-20. They beat the Cincinnati Bengals, who had many opportunity to come back and win the football game, but like I said, Eli Apple cost them the game. That's just how I feel about it. Everybody got their own opinion about who cost the game, but to me, it was Eli Apple. It is what it is. But anyway, now NFL season now comes to a close. No more sport talking about the rest of the season unless now at the off season because after the day, I'm gonna make video games. I'm gonna make videos based on what I do, my hobbies, comic book hobbies, maybe some off-season venues that's gonna happen with the Philadelphia Eagles and for transactions, who they're gonna bring in, who they're gonna sign, how much money they gonna have to spend going forward. The different gonna be speaking about, but now since things down over with, I got more and more things to talk about now, and that's gonna be my video process. And I'm quite sure all my other Eagle teammates out there, like Phil Notion, BG31, Philly Girl, all y'all out there, all y'all gonna be speaking about what happened and what's not gonna happen going forward. But my speculation is gonna be mostly on my hobbies now, and I'm gonna be talking about my hobbies. I'm all gonna be talking about the all-season things that are gonna be going on with the Philadelphia Eagles moving forward, and free agency and the draft. This is your boy Green Talons coming at you guys with this here. That's what it's gonna be about now going forward. No more talking about the Bengals. No more talking about the LA Rams. It's gonna be Philadelphia Eagles from here on out. So, hope you guys enjoy this video. Comment, like, share, subscribe, notification bell on top. So when I make a video coming direct from me to you for your enjoying pleasure. Again, enjoy this off season because I'm going to, and I'm going to watch what happens with the Philadelphia Eagles and who they're going to bring in, who they're going to sign, coaching changes, yada yada yada. Enjoy your night, peace, enjoy Philadelphia Eagles, baby. ELGLES Eagles, holla.